Hi there. Such a sunny morning. And what I'm doing right now is reshooting the intro to another TPS Potato Reveal, because the intro that I took when I dug the potatoes won't make sense with the way I'm going to edit the video. So I'm redoing it. So basically, what happened was I was digging some more Maruta. Here's Maruta. And I dug 5 Maruta plants, and none of them really were worth keeping. You know, they were all underneath my weight cutoff, and the amount of footage that I took doing that was a lot. And then I hopped over there. You can see the fork is still there, and I dug the rest of the Sarpo Duros that we had dug in the second TPS reveal video. And one of those plants was a record seedling, and so I am actually just going to film, I'm just going to have in this video me digging those Sarpo Duros. I'd also like to quickly note that the main reason that I'm cutting the Maruta footage is not because I'm ashamed of those potatoes or anything. It's just my internet is not the fastest, and so uploading 30-minute long videos takes a really long time, and actually while I'm uploading it uses all the bandwidth. So we don't have the internet, you know. So I like for them to be short enough to where I can just upload a video overnight. And so that's the main reason I cut those Maruta seedlings. It's not that I'm ashamed of them, it's just I'm trying to keep the video length reasonable. So the highlights of this video are primarily going to be the digging of this Sarpo Duro row, because there were 2 good plants, and one of the plants it is the highest yielding TPS seedling I've ever dug. So that is awesome. But this is probably my best TPS seedling year I've ever had, and I just want to tease another plant. So if we walk over here, and sorry about my shadow, I'm gonna step up. I'm gonna try and get the whole plant into the shot. Pretty much I have it. So like, here's the edge of it, and then we go along past my shadow, and here's the other edge, and then this is the one side, and then down by my feet. So you're looking at an oval that's about 6 feet by 4 feet, and it's all one plant. It has absorbed, you know, covered 3 other plants on this side and 2 other plants on this side. It's just a monster. SG crossed with mysteries, but SG is the name of the mother variety of this cross. SG stands for some initials. Maybe it stands for Super Godzilla or Super Good Berry Setter, because look at all of these berries. It's a huge plant. It's covered in berries. It's got white flowers, as you can see. See those little baby berries? Those probably aren't going to make it. So it's just been flowering and flowering and setting berries like a maniac. There are berries everywhere. So this plant could easily beat the plant you see me digging in this video. I did find out more about Sarpo Duro. It is 100% for sure a descendant of Sarpo Mira, bred by Tom Wagner. It's kind of a red-skinned potato, oval red-skinned potato. These guys are pink, and kind of a pink fingerling looking thing. And now it's sprinkling again, so we'll see. So there's a few there. Still not great. I haven't been super impressed with these Sarpo Duro crosses. Well, that's not nothing. That's better. I'd say that's better than any of the Sarpo Duro crosses we harvested in the last video. Okay, we got 3 in a row right here. Maybe we'll get a little bit brighter pink. A little bit higher yield. Vol. There we go. This one has got a lot of tiny, kind of thumb-shaped tubers. So that's halfway decent. Halfway decent. They seem to stick really close to the plant too. They're not very big. Okay. There's supposed to be a plant right here. I think we're going to get into those purple ones that we got into in the last video, because that plant is right here. So there's another one of these. See, purples. Purple. Purple. So this plant, bunch of little tiddly tubers. They're kind of pretty. They're pink and yellow, but that potato ain't worth nothing. Now this is a big plant, great big plant. Let's see, where's the best place to frame this? I guess if we go like that, So you can see this is still kind of alive. It's got a few berries, which we will now harvest. So that's positive. It's fertile, which isn't really surprising. Berries go in the pockets. All right. Just finding the ones that are up on the surface, which are a lot. This is going to be a pretty high yielder, I can tell. I'm not crazy about the color. They're hard to find, purple tubers. Difficult to locate. Alright, so let's just get to it. So those are nice looking, almost like a, they look a little russety, so a purple russet, so a violet purple russet with pale eyes. Interesting. I bet you Torp would like this potato if it grew in one of her bags. And this one's not really fully mature, but the vines were dying down, and I just wanted to. That was a weird shape. All right. It's pale enough purple that it's actually not so difficult to see. Oh my gosh, there's potatoes. One thing about it though is it appears to like to range all over. Okay. This is a lot. This is a lot. Some of these are big. This is, you know, even though it's purple, this is kind of an interesting potato. Wow. Vole got into that one. Actually, this was that batch that I reburied. That's what that is. I was thinking I hit the mother load, but that was just ones that I dug up from over here. You saw me bury them. Okay, so this is, I would say, Vole's got that one. It's just the little half shell of a potato left. I would say this is the first hot shot that we've done. Hot shot, holy smokes. This is a lot. This is a pretty good potato. So this is, you know, talking about variability. This is possible. This is the kind of thing I was talking about where you get looks like it's starting to rain. Let's dig quick. I don't know how far to go. Okay. All right. I'm gonna turn off the camera because it's starting to rain, and I think I got them all. And then we'll just go in and weigh them. Okay. This is that first Sarpo that we dug. This is the second Sarpo that we dug. And this is the third Sarpo that we dug. Overfill the bag. It's, you know, the dampness weakened the bag, so it's blown out the bag. And we got more in the next bag here. So this is very excellent yield. Here's the Sarpo Duro number 1. That first one that we dug. Call it 13.5 ounces. Well, so subtract an ounce, so 12.5 ounces, which is like 350 grams. And this is the Sarpo Duro, that second, Sarpo Duro number 2, that second one that we dug. And it is coming in at 2 pounds, 10 ounces. So let's look at that one. This one was kind of that pink fingerling. There's a lot of dirt on these guys. Well, so there's the harvest. You can see here's one washed up. This one was vole damage, so I washed it up. It's kind of a weird purple violet russet. I think it's actually a russet rather than this being scab, just because it's coating the whole tuber. So it's kind of funny. This is clearly the highest yielding potato. I would say this is the highest yielding TPS potato I've ever dug so far. And if you would have asked me like what color tuber would be the most annoying color a potato could possibly be, it would be like a purple russet. Because they're basically perfectly camouflaged as dirt or as a rock. And I have a lot of rocks, you may have noticed. So the last, even brown, like a regular brown russet potato is easy to see when you're digging them. They stick out, they shine, almost like they look almost orange. But this is pretty darn well camouflaged. So like this light violet is easier to see than like a dark blue or black potato. So I would say the most annoying possible potato color that you could have for like in-ground potatoes would be like black russet or dark blue russet. They would be basically invisible. You'd have to just go by shape. But you can see how dirt-like these look. And I've knocked a lot of the mud off, but because I want to try and get a pretty accurate reading. So I want to get a weight on these. I've got these 2 beach buckets that we'll use because they're identical. So I can just tear out the scale to the weight of this bucket. Be stable. And then I'll just fill this bucket. I think, I'm actually really confident that this is going to peg the scale around. And so then we can put the rest of the tubers in the next bucket and get a weight. Okay? So we just hit 2 pounds. £3 pounds. 4 pounds. We got little ones here. We can. That's 5 pounds. Another bucket. Re-zeroing, re-tearing. There's 6 pounds. Seven pounds. Eight pounds. £8, 5 ounces. But you know, there's still a lot of dirt on some of these, so let's just take that 5 ounces away and call it 8 pounds even, and which, you know, just to be, so that's what would that be? That would be, I don't know how much that would be in kilograms right off the top of my head, because my scale, I have to go calculate that. But 8 pounds from one seedling in 1 year. That's a very respectable, actually, you know what? I forgot to put this one in. Okay. Now that's 8 pounds, 9.5 ounces. Let's subtract. Let's just still call it 8 pounds, you know, because I really don't have a good sense of, but there's a, you know, I tried to brush off the soil. You know, I have a rag here that I was brushing the soil off with, but there's still a lot of mud on there. You know, I probably should have waited, but I really wanted to take this video. And so in conclusion, we've got this purple one that's just a monster. 8 pounds. 8 pounds. And I'm pretty sure it's just a plain white flesh, but using a lettuce knife here. Yeah, just regular old white flesh. And then here is that other Sarpo, I think it was the number 2. That one's yellow. Nice. So these are the only 2 of the tubers we harvested today. These are the only 2 that made the cut. And this one we'll see, you know. I do like that yellow flesh. I like, this is the first Sarpo derivative, Sarpo descended potato that I've opened that had yellow flesh. And it did make the cut by quite a bit. It was like 2 pounds, 10 ounces or something like that. So they're a little small. It was a whole lot of small potatoes. So I'm not positive about that one, but I'm going to hang on to it for a while. We've got a lot more potatoes to dig up, a lot more seedlings to dig up. So we'll see. This one, I'm not crazy about the color, and I'm not crazy about the russet skin. And also, a lot of those tubers were kind of knobbly. It looked like there was like some kind of, maybe a habit towards secondary growth, which is pretty annoying. And they also were it was a very spreading potato. You know, there was long stolons, and, you know, potatoes dropped way far away from where the seedling started. So But you know, at this high of a yield, and it also produced berries, I feel like I'm gonna have to give this one a shot, unless we get a bunch more seedlings that, you know, defeat this one. And I will say, this is my record so far for seedling potato yield, but I think I'm gonna beat this. I think this year I'm feeling really confident that I'm gonna get a bunch of seedlings with really high yields. There's a bunch in that Sarpo row, and there's that plant, the SG cross there that I showed you at the beginning of the video. That looks, I can't imagine that there's not a lot of tubers under there, because that plant is enormous. So I think we're gonna see a lot of high yielding seedlings, and I definitely am really curious. Well, I'm happy that we actually got to dig up a potato that was, you know, impressive. So hope it was fun for you guys. Thank you for watching.